Okay, today I would like to talk about, in class today we were doing algebraic expressions, and I felt like we needed to talk about the differences between algebraic expressions and algebraic equations. So we kind of hit on today what a variable is. So a variable is a letter, or it can be a symbol that stands for an unknown number. So it's for an unknown number. So these are some examples. It can be a letter. It can be a heart if you want to, or a triangle. But it just has to represent a number for an unknown number. You don't know what that number is, so you just put a symbol in, some kind of symbol. First, we're going to go over algebraic expressions. An algebraic expression is, some of it's kind of cut off here, but your expression will just be with numbers. So if you look here, there is just 3 plus 4. So that is an expression. And an algebraic expression is, for example, it would be 3 plus n. That's an algebraic expression because it has an unknown quantity. It has one variable, or it could have more than one variable. So that's really important to notice the difference between an algebraic expression and then an expression. So when you're reading and writing algebraic expressions, we did some of this today. It's really important to understand what these words mean in, like each word represents for a symbol. So when you hear the word plus or sum, total and all, that is addition, right? That is your addition sign. So whenever you hear minus, difference, less than, subtract, decrease by, take away, subtracted from, that is your subtraction sign. So the same goes for times. Product, multiplied, each, of is multiplication. And we know now that multiplication can also be in these 3 different forms, or it can be in parentheses, like just like this. That is multiplication. Another way that you're seeing, you've seen division. So if you hear the word divided, quotient, divided by, that is division. So you can either see the division symbol like this, or a fraction bar. Okay, so let's go on to the next. It says, now that we know the components of this expression, let's try to write an algebraic expression for each word phrase. So this one says 4 increased by some number. You don't know what that number is, so this is an algebraic expression because it does not have an equal sign. 4 plus c, it could be anything. You could put 4 plus hearts. It could be anything you wanted to. It just has to be some kind of symbol that represents a number. That is your variable. So let's look at this next one. It says 25 less than a number. So it says 25 less than some number. So you're going to write some number minus 25. You could write stars minus 25. So it's really important in subtraction, the order of how you write your algebraic expression matters. So you'll need to really pay attention to what order you write this algebraic expression in. So I want you to take a minute to, so you can try these on your own. Obviously they're already done for you, so let's talk about them. It says add 3 to some number. So you can write 3 plus n, or n plus 3. Because in addition and multiplication, it doesn't matter what order it is. So whenever you're doing addition or multiplication, that is the commutative property. So the order does not matter. So that's very important to think about whenever you're writing your algebraic expressions. So now I want you to try these on your own and put them into a word phrase on your own. So let's look at this first one. You should have paused the video, and now you're trying this on your own. Okay, now that you've tried it on your own, we're going to do it together. So this right here is n minus 5. So you would do 5 So, okay, we're still trying this one on our own. Whenever you are writing this on your own, it should have been 5 minus, or less than, could do less than some number n. And so that's one way that you could have, there's many ways that you could have written this. So let's go on to the next one. So let's look at this 9 plus t. Okay. So you would do 9 plus some number t. Okay? And that's how you could, it's one way that you could have written this algebraic expression. And notice that this is an algebraic expression and not an algebraic equation. An equation is a complete sentence that is either true or false. So think of an equation as a true and false statement. This equal sign makes it an equation. Okay? So this equation, x plus 7 equals 14, you're trying to figure out if this number x, this letter, the symbol x, stands for some unknown number. But you have to figure out what that unknown number is. So you could try guess and check, but it might take you a while. This is what I would suggest you do, is you subtract 7 on both sides. X, what you're left with is 7. X equals 7. And then you can check by plugging this 7 back in. So 7 plus 7 equals 14. And 14 equals 14. So that is true. Okay. Now, on this next one, what you would do, you're trying to figure out that 47 is equivalent to 50 minus 3. Okay? And is that equivalent? Yes. That is a true statement. And then y minus 6 equals 13. We have to figure out what y is, what that unknown variable is. So you can guess and check, or I would suggest solving it like this. You would add 6 on both sides, so y equals 19, and then you go back and check. So you would say 19 minus 6 equals 13, and that is correct. That is true. That is a true statement. So I want you to take a minute and determine if the following are expressions or equations. So on this one, you need to determine if that is an expression or an equation. Just take a minute to figure those out. Okay, you should have paused the video and tried to figure out which ones were expressions or equations. So if we look at this next one, number 1 was an expression. Number 2 was an equation because it has an equal sign. Number 3 is an equation, yes, because it has an equal sign. And number 4 was also an equation because it had an equal sign. And number 5 is an expression because it does not have an equal sign. It is not trying to figure out if it is equal to some other expression. Okay? And I hope this helps, and hope you took some great Cornell notes. See you tomorrow.